everyone knows I'm a Bob Marley fanatic. He's my favorite artist of all time. He's the greatest to ever do it, in my opinion. There's nobody that is better than Bob. As much as I love Stevie, as much as I love Michael, as much as I love all of the legends, Bob to me is the greatest. And one thing about Bob, I'm listening to his music, and I'm a songwriter, so lyrics and content always are coming first. It's always at the forefront of my mind. I can get a little bit hypnotized by the beat. I'm not, you know, uh, so so much into lyrical content that I can't get a little bit hypnotized by the beat. But really, it's the lyrics that are to me like the core of the song. It's like the backbone of the song. And I'm listening to Bob, and as diverse, as his lyrical and dynamic as his lyrical content is. He's talking about love. He's talking about all different types of social issues. One thing you'll listen to is like you listen to Ambush in the Night. You listen to like certain songs, and he's talking about like them trying to take him out. Like in a lot of Bob's songs, he's talking about them trying to take him out, and why Bob was such a threat, why Bob was such a target. And when you see Bob perform, it's like you know that this was his anointing. You know that this was his purpose. Like when upon conception, when the Most High blew his breath into Bob, that was his destiny to do what he lived to do. And when you are that spiritual and you are that gifted, and then you're not just spiritual and gifted, you're actually taking your gift and using it to honor the Most High, you are a threat in a spiritual war. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. It's not paranoia, it's not fear or anything like that. It's really just understanding, just being aware that we are in a spiritual war. Beyond any other war, a gender war, a race war, any kind of other kind of war that you can imagine. This is a spiritual war that we are in. And Bob understood that. You are either on the side of the righteous or you are on the side of the adverse. And don't get me wrong, you can be on the side of the adverse, but you can still have some righteous thoughts or righteous tendencies. It's possible that you can still have a desire, even if you are working for the adversarial force. There's part of you that can still have a desire to be good. There's probably traits within you that are can be identified as good qualities, even if you are wicked. And even if you are the most righteous and the most pure soul, there's probably traits inside of you or qualities inside of you that could be identified as lower nature, as evil. It's all within us, but there are some people who choose to work for the good, choose to work for the Most High, and there's other people who choose to work for the adversarial force. And it's just that simple. We are in a spiritual war. Bob recognized that. Bob talked about that in his music. And there was a target on his back, and he sings about it. How much he was targeted by these adversarial forces who literally were trying to threaten his life, trying to threaten his family. It was just a constant, just constant irritation, constant. I mean, Bob survived many hits. They were trying to take his life. They were trying to take him out. And he sings about it in his music. It wasn't any sense of like paranoia or anything like that. These were legitimate things that he was aware of that was going on. He had manifested such greatness and he embodied such truth, and he was such a fighter for the people, despite his success and his popularity. And Bob wasn't poor. He became extremely wealthy. Bob and the Wailers started as just a cover band. They were just covering regular songs that were popular at the time, and then he decided he wanted to write his own music, and he decided that he was going to be an advocate for the people and fight for poor people. And his music was so powerful, it captivated everybody, not just where he resided, but like nationwide. I mean, Bob was such a legend. He was such a force. He was so unstoppable because his music honored the Most High. And once you have the power of our Creator with you, you're pretty much unstoppable. So they recognized that he was a spiritual being, and they recognized that they couldn't tamper with his music. They recognized that Bob would never ever go to the other side. This was somebody that they knew There was no way of corrupting. There was no way of making him work for the adversary. And so he had a target on his back. They were trying to kill him. And I have to ask the artist, if they're not trying to kill you, what are you doing? Like, your force should be so powerful. Like, you should be such a threat to the adversary. Your words should be so powerful. Your music should be so powerful that they should be trying to take you out. And if they're not, what kind of music are you making? Who are you working for? If you're not a threat to the adversary, what are you doing? You should have a target on your back. If you're really a creator, if you're really a spiritual person, you should have a target on your back. They should be trying to take you out. You should be seen as a threat to what they're trying to build.